Welcome back. We are just 5 months away from Election Day. You heard me right. In November, voters in New Jersey and Virginia will head to the polls to elect state officials, including their new governors. These contests, particularly in the Old Dominion, are considered key indicators for voter attitudes heading into the midterm year. A progress report, if you will, before the final grades. In Virginia, the race is set between former Democratic Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger and our next guest. Winsome Earle-Sears is the Republican Lieutenant Governor of Virginia and joins us from the Shenandoah Valley. Madam Lieutenant Governor, thank you for being with us. We appreciate you. On Friday, President Trump...
Thank you for having me.
Heck yeah. On Friday, President Trump said goodbye to Elon Musk, the originator of Doge. He fell pretty far short of his original goals, but did hack back federal payrolls pretty substantially. In Northern Virginia, about 1 in 8 workers are employed by the federal government, and UVA says Virginia will lose 32,000 jobs this year, and unemployment will spike, largely driven by what's happening in Washington. You have urged patience and an open mind for Virginians as this process has been underway. What do you make of phase one? What do you make of the first phase?
So what we do know is that in Virginia, we're prepared. We have over 250,000, think about that, 250,000 high-paying job openings still. We've been creating jobs left and right. In fact, we have created, since our inauguration, 2022, over 15,000 new business startups that never existed. How did we do that? We became like a Shark Tank. We said, if you have an idea, we'll think it's good, we'll fund you, and then we'll hand you off so that you can continue to create more. Furthermore, in Virginia, because of the last Democratic governor, our unemployment coffers were zeroed. So people weren't working as a result of him saying what businesses were essential, what ones weren't. Well, we have built back $1.2 billion into unemployment insurance. So those who are unemployed, we have the ability to guide you and to take care of you until you get into your next job. Furthermore, we have said, if you want to upskill, we will help you to do that. If you want to make a different move into a different industry, we will help you to do that, because that's what leaders do. We don't react, we prepare. I've had my own business. I know how to do this. We can make things work.
Okay, you and Governor Youngkin pulled off an upset 4 years ago, fueled in large part by voters' frustrations with the public school system that was once the envy of the nation. You can certainly point to successes on that agenda, particularly when it comes to empowering parents. But your administration has also seen struggles. Students in Virginia had one of the biggest declines in reading and math scores during the pandemic, no doubt connected to the long-term school closures that were under the previous administration. But 4 years later, a report found little improvement with Virginia. Virginia lagging blue states like Colorado, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts. What would be different under an Earle-Sears administration from what we're seeing now?
You know, 20-some years ago, when I was first elected, what I tried to do was to increase the number of charter schools, the number of options for parents to decide how they want to educate their children. And there were 5 then. I got my bill passed to see if we could increase that, where institutions of higher ed could also become partners with our schools. And, you know, there were 5 then. I'm back after 20 years. Guess how many there are? 7. We have been fighting an establishment that is fighting against any opportunity for students to get ahead. You know, we just celebrated, or going to celebrate this year, the 71st anniversary of Brown versus Board of Ed. And what was that about? Was it about worshiping a brick building? No. It was about what was inside the brick building, the good school books, the lab equipment. For goodness sake, hot running water was in the building. That's what parents want. No matter who we survey, whether it's Black parents, Latino parents, urban, rural parents, 67% of them across the board want options. And we believe if we have competition in education, it will lift all boats. That's what we've been trying to do. I have been trying to get parents that option, whether you want a private school, fine, public school, fine, homeschool, whatever it is, a hybrid, you make that decision. We have been fought left and right by the Democrats. Folks, we've been trying to get things through. We need a change, absolutely, because if we don't win the House back, again, we need to win the governor's race. We need to win my race, the lieutenant governor, and the attorney general. We're not going to get anything through. And we need parents to continue to push the other side of the aisle and say, how dare you stand in the way of us as parents wanting to make these decisions for our children.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.